Hi there, Pitch Perfect vocal students and anyone else who's dropped in for a little bit of singing technique. There's an exercise that I would like to show you, which has got to do with the issue of twang. There's a lot of people who talk about twang, and they assume that twang is a nasal resonance, and that's not right at all. And it's a little bit confusing because twang actually accesses some of the nasal pressure in terms of sensation, and it certainly accesses forward resonance on the hard palate. But to really understand that, you kind of need to understand the difference between soft and hard palate. And just very quickly, your soft palate is the soft, spongy stuff that you see at the back of your throat, which arches when you breathe in or say ah. So I would encourage you to take a little bit of a flashlight and a mirror and go and have a look. Try and keep your tongue stable and say ah. And what you should notice is that the roof of your mouth from about halfway back tends to flare up like a parachute going up. And you'll also notice that it's that archway, or those arched, the capacity for the back of your throat to arch and stretch should go all the way back. So even beyond your tonsils and your uvula is that little dangly thing that dangles sort of in the middle of your tonsils. So really, if you are a singer and you're taking lessons and you're wanting to improve, you really need to understand soft to hard palate resonance. So what does that relate to? That relates to the air pressure coming up off your vocal folds, your vocal cords, and accessing all of that resonant area and space behind your tongue. Please remember that when you're singing, the voice is coming from behind the tongue. It can't come from anywhere else. So we need to be a little bit focused on catching that air pressure as it comes up, gathering resonance from all of the space that it comes into, and making sure that that's shaped and directed properly and efficiently. So when the soft palate arches, what it does is it spreads the skin, and the skin, just like a drum skin, becomes tighter and tighter. And exactly like a drum skin, when you watch the percussionists tune up the timpanis, the very slack drum skin will give a lower sound, and as you tighten the skin, you'll get a higher sound from the drum skin. So you can think of the soft palate as kind of our internal drum skin, and the more that we stretch it, the more it assists in a higher pitch. Anyway, I'm kind of running away with myself there. I could talk about that in a whole other video, and I probably should. So maybe I'll just do that. I'll do another video and I'll name it soft palate. But for now, we're talking about twang, and twang is about accessing hard palate resonance, which means that your voice is going to come up, your vocal flow is going to come up off your vocal cords, up behind the tongue, and it's going to actually pitch forward and access some of the hard palate ring. Okay, without any further ado, I'll show you this little exercise, and I'll get you to feel for those sensations that tell you that your air pressure is coming up under your sinuses and kind of under your cheeks a little bit. I'm going to use the word sing, and I'm going to sing the first note, sing that word on the first note, and then I'm going to leave my tongue up in the NG position. Now, this is really important because we don't put the tongue in an N position. If you go na 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 na, you will feel that the tongue comes quite forward, in fact, onto the gum point behind the front top teeth, and onto the alveolar ridge, that little ridge that you might feel with your tongue. And that's a very forward tongue position, and that's not what we're after at all. We are after the NG position, so nga, 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 na, 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 nga, nga, nga. It actually uses a completely different part of the tongue, and it's much further back, and it's important. So let me demonstrate on the word sing. Sing, 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 Sing. Now I have quite a forward sensation under here. I haven't closed down the chamber behind my tongue at all, because we never close that down. We open that on a very, very open, almost pre-yawn breath. I know I have to do another complete video on the pre-yawn breath, and I promise I will do that. But now I've got that sensation of quite forward strength, and to demonstrate that I'll show you what I mean. It should lend some nice forward palate, hard palate, resonant gloss to my voice. Sing. 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 Okay, and so to test that that forward resonance is connected and happening, ya, 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 and that's ringing pretty nicely, and I'd be pretty happy with that. All right, I hope that helps explain just a little bit about twang and hard palate resonance, and I do promise I will do a video on soft hard palate, and I can't even remember what else I was going to do a video on, but I'm sure it was really important and I'll remember it at some stage. All right, see you later.